October was a bit of a busy month for me, so I didn't get a ton of reading done, but the books I did read in October were absolutely fantastic. Let me know in the comments the best book or books you read in October. I want to hear all about them. Let's dig into the three that I put down and whether or not you should read them. First up was White Noise by Don DeLillo. I absolutely love this book. I thought it was fantastic. This book was published in 1985 or 6, and the foresight that DeLillo had about the way that the world was going to be when you look at things like consumption and consumerism and capitalism and the way that humans are so easily distracted by things in everyday life, family dynamics. The dialogue is quirky and weird and funny, but also dark at the same time. It touches on really important themes that I thought are still relevant to this day, even 40 years later. It's a book that truly stood the test of time. The prose is really fantastic, but not inaccessible for someone that's never read DeLillo before. I really enjoyed this book, and I think you should absolutely read it. Hard Rain Falling by Don Carpenter. I posted a video about this recently and talked about how someone that I really respect on this app said it was the best book that they've ever read. I had some qualms with it, some things that I'm still sitting with that I just can't seem to get away from. The racial undertones in this book are quite aggressive. This book was written in 1969, 4 years after the Civil Rights Act. The language used in this book to describe certain characters I felt was very forced, very aggressive, and used in ways that just felt unnecessary. A lot of people think that Carpenter in this book was highlighting what it was like to be a black person in the late 1960s. And I would understand that if the narrator came from the point of view of one of the characters in the book, but this was an omniscient point of view. So the narrator was outside of the existing characters in the novel. And so for me, that made it a bit unnecessary, overused, and just really misplaced throughout the novel. I thought the writing was good. I thought the character development was strong, but also flawed in really important parts. And the ending left much to be desired. I do think it's a good book. I think it is something you should read, but definitely does come with some trigger warnings. If it weren't for White Noise, this would be the best book that I read in October. Still absolutely fantastic, and not one that I expected to read or love as much as I did. My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Ottessa Moshfegh. My Year of Rest and Relaxation focuses on a young 20-something blonde girl in pre-9/11 New York City, and her goal is to sleep as much as humanly possible over the course of a year. She's dealt with some recent tragedy in her life, doesn't really know how to handle it, and so she just completely shuts down. My Year of Rest and Relaxation is a satirical fiction. It focuses on themes of mental health, friendship, family dynamics, emotional disillusion, and detachment. There's a lot of really important themes that are touched on from a satirical point of view. Her therapist is one of the most unqualified and unhinged human beings I've ever encountered in my life. I read this book in a day and a half. It was so easy to read. I annotated the heck out of it. There's a lot of things that I was able to pull from it, and I'll be writing a long-form essay about it on my Substack. It was just really, really good. If you want to read more interesting, awesome, difficult to approach literature like this, come join the community over on Bindery using the link in my bio. The book club purposely approaches interesting literature all the time, and if that's something you want to indulge more with, then you should definitely join the community.